People are going to be saying all the things that they said after your previous defeat.
We can't worry about what people say.
That?
It's about how you see yourself.
At this point, you have to try and take any positives you can, and it's difficult because the start was disastrous.
I know my boundaries.
Anthony Joshua's reaction right after Jake Paul pulling out showed his frustration clearly. Joshua reminded everyone that he earned his position through real hard work while Jake spent time joking around. Now he's making it obvious that he sees Jake as nothing serious, just someone about to get dominated.
I've been that guy. While you was at home doing this, I was in the...
Eddie Hearn calling the cancellation ridiculous proves how messy the situation has become. Netflix, MVP, and all major investors put huge money into this. Now all the pressure sits on Jake Paul. Many voices insist he can't just walk away now. Not after the hype and money poured in. That's why he's pretending he's still committed.
To pull out with all the money that's been spent and for squeaky bum time is not the way forward. And I think Jake Paul's game.
Johnny Nelson raising alarms shows how deep the confusion really goes. His call for an investigation makes it clear nobody believes Jake Paul's explanation. Everyone feels something is off and that Jake is hiding behind weak excuses again. Anthony Joshua stayed prepared, trained non-stop, and stayed focused. Jake caused chaos the moment the heat arrived. Fans want real answers, not more excuses.
Unfortunately, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this. Why, what? But that's what I'm hearing. The news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the...
Chael Sonnen pointing out the size difference alone proves how disastrous this matchup is for Jake Paul. Anthony Joshua has never entered a fight with this much physical advantage. Sonnen understands what it means. The only realistic outcome is Joshua chasing Jake down and overwhelming him. That's exactly what Jake feared before the cancellation rumors started. He saw the danger and backed off.
Size discrepancy. Joshua's never enjoyed a size benefit like he has going into the fight with Jake Paul. And the only thing about it that could be real or look real or sound real is if he goes out and he plans and he threatens and he does the best of his ability.
Tom Little's comments hit the core issue. He admits Jake Paul can fight a bit, but when faced with a real test, he believes Jake folds. With everything happening, it feels like that moment already arrived. Anthony Joshua is on a totally different level compared to Jake's usual opponents. Tom highlighting the possibility of quitting makes Jake's hesitation look even stronger. The truth is Jake was never built for someone like Joshua.
If he's a real, I'm not saying he can't fight, I'm not saying he's rubbish, I'm not saying he's useless, but we will see how good he is. And if I'm right in what I'm saying, he'll quit.
Hearing Jake Paul admit he's nervous tells the full story. He knows Anthony Joshua has real heavyweight power, not YouTuber-level sparring strength. Jake mentioning Usyk, Klitschko, and Ruiz shows he realizes he stepped into a league he doesn't belong in. That fear is the root of this entire cancellation drama. Deep down, Jake knows Joshua is too much for him.
With fights that have literally ended in seconds. He fought legends, Klitschko, Usyk, Ruiz, Ngannou.
Biggest shot I have seen live.
Not gonna lie.
Johnny Nelson being stunned shows how much Jake Paul's reputation has slipped. He expected professionalism, but Jake created a disaster that now seems deliberate. Clearly something rattled Jake, something behind closed doors that changed his behavior. The timing reveals a lot. Just standing across from Anthony Joshua was enough to make Jake reconsider everything. Instead of moving forward, he backed away.
You know, like we don't know, but that really, really rattled him for him to think of and plan doing something like that.
Yeah, because we see things.
Eddie Hearn saying Jake Paul is stubborn explains why things spiraled out of control. Jake didn't understand the business weight behind a fight with Anthony Joshua and acted without thinking. Eddie making it clear that they're serious shows how important the event was for everyone except Jake. Joshua stayed disciplined from day one. Jake turned it into drama the moment reality hit.
And he's stubborn and you know, he doesn't understand what the business means to us. So, you know, again, this is not something that we do often, but we're not fucking around.
Joe Rogan calling this a dangerous matchup shows the real threat involved. He knows Anthony Joshua doesn't just win, he dominates opponents. What he did to Francis and Ngannou remains one of the most shocking moments in recent heavyweight memory. Jake Paul stepping into that kind of power was never going to end well. When Rogan asks, "Do you want that smoke?" he already knows the answer. Jake saw the highlights, heard the warnings, and recognized the danger long before the cancellation talk began. Joshua brings knockout energy Jake has never faced.
Dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Because Joshua's going to try to make an example out of him, for sure.
And will.
I mean, Anthony Joshua's one of the biggest one-punch KO artists. What he did to Francis Ngannou, good lord.
Yes.
Do you want...
Alexander Usyk saying people should pray for Jake Paul shows exactly how mismatched this fight is. When the man who beat Anthony Joshua twice warns Jake about danger, it proves the gap is massive. Usyk knows Joshua can overpower Jake whenever he chooses. He wasn't exaggerating when he said Joshua could seriously hurt him if he wanted. The fact that Usyk mentioned praying for Jake shows he doesn't think Jake is prepared at all. Hearing all this only pushed Jake deeper into panic. Joshua stands in a completely different league compared to him.
That's true. It's business, more money. Only this.
So we need to pray for Jake Paul.
Yes. I will pray Jake Paul because I want to fight with Jake Paul.
Frank Warren calling this a car crash perfectly matches what fans already believe. Everyone knows this fight is pure chaos, and most people are watching just to see how rough it becomes for Jake Paul. Frank questioning whether Jake can even handle it shows the lack of faith surrounding him. This matchup isn't competitive, it's a spectacle of Jake trying to survive in heavyweight territory he was never meant for. Joshua is the vehicle, Jake is the obstacle, and the outcome seems obvious. Jake sensed that reality and started backing out before the impact.
Can he do it or not? This is a car crash, and people will watch it because that's what people do at car crashes. That's what.
Carl Froch breaking it down so directly makes the whole situation almost laughable. Jake Paul has never faced a heavyweight before. He even lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight who isn't top level in the UK. Now place that next to Anthony Joshua, a powerful heavyweight with real championship credentials.
Froch is right.
Nobody can take this fight seriously because the difference in size and ability is enormous. Jake's confidence came from beating mid-tier names, but this is a massive leap. Hearing Froch call him Fake Paul only added pressure Jake couldn't handle.
AJ's a big punch in heavyweight, and Fake Paul's never been in with a heavyweight. Like I said earlier, he lost to Tommy Fury, a cruiserweight. He lost to him. Tommy Fury's not even British level. So you can't chuck Fake Paul in with Anthony Joshua and take it.
David Hayes saying Jake Paul is only around 15 to 20% of Anthony Joshua highlights how far apart they truly are. Joshua is built like a complete heavyweight athlete with the strength, size, and skill Jake simply can't match. Hay has fought elite fighters, so when he says the difference is huge, it matters. He's right. Once they stand side by side, Jake's confidence drains instantly. That physical gap alone can break someone mentally. Seeing all these warnings is why Jake's behavior became unstable as the fight neared.
Jake Paul can come 15-20% in regards to Anthony Joshua. He's a completely different specimen. Look, you'll see what it looks like when...
Carl Froch explains it clearly. Even if Anthony Joshua isn't at his absolute prime, he's still on a different level, sharp, powerful, and disciplined. Fake Paul has never been in with someone like him. Losing to Tommy Fury already proved Jake isn't ready. The pressure is overwhelming Jake, and everyone watching can see it. Joshua's technique, timing, and heavy shots make this look like a potential one-round disaster for Jake. Froch exposing Jake's flaws showed why the cancellation talk started. Joshua is prepared. Jake is panicking, and everyone sees the difference.
When he touches him for the first time with a pair of 10-ounce gloves on, he's going to get the fright of his life. That's me, son, mate. Don't worry about it.
Tony Bellew makes it obvious that while Jake Paul might have some ability, Joshua exists in another realm. His warning shows how dangerous it is to underestimate a fighter like Joshua, especially for someone like Jake, who thinks he can manage it. Everyone knows Jake isn't ready for a real heavyweight. His hesitation and uncertainty make that clear. Joshua has fought the best in the world, and this is a completely different environment. Jake's fear is showing as every expert points out how outclassed he is before even stepping into the ring.
I actually believe he's better than what people think he is.
He is better than people think he is, but doesn't mean you can take on the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. I know some white collar fighters who are really good, but you ain't getting in with me, and I'm 42. I'll take your whiskers off your chin.
Derek Chisora calling this an easy matchup for Joshua sums up the entire picture. Jake Paul is totally out of his depth, and even imagining him standing with Joshua sounds unrealistic. The cancellation discussion began because Jake finally recognized the danger. Chisora saying Joshua will handle him easily shows how one-sided the situation appears. Everyone in boxing knows this isn't a balanced fight. Joshua's power, experience, and ring intelligence create a nightmare for Jake, and the panic is showing. The whole scene makes it clear Jake can't avoid this reality anymore.
Easy fight for him. And I think this should be laid to rest, because I don't think AJ's going to go in and try and pat. AJ's going to smoke him.
Experience difference, Anthony Joshua's a former heavyweight champion who's knocked out heavyweight champions.
Has he ever tried like Ozempic or Manjaro?
This is a guy who is already perfect.
Okay.
He's perfect.
Okay.
He's like, if you could sculpt like a perfect gladiator human being, it's Anthony Joshua.
AJ should win whenever he wants to win, but will he want to win early? Will he want to get some rounds in, being inactive for 14 months to prepare him for 2026?